Hey guys, welcome back to another video. We are back out at Lane Poole again, of course. Like I said before in the other videos, it's the closest one. And plus, the fact is I booked these in advance. Like, these were booked last year. Yeah, I am back at Tony's Bend. Despite my previous video, I was saying how Tony's Bend is the best campground. The previous video to this one was Yarragool. And I pretty much declared then and there that Yarragool is the best one, and I stick to that. The reason I've come back to Tony's Bend though is because, like I said before, I've booked it in advance, and I wanted to give it another go. So it's like round two in that sense. I enjoyed Tony's Bend. It's a great little camp spot. It was only ruined by the others that were here. I'm not going to go into rambling on about that. If you want to see that, you can always check out the Tony's Bend previous videos. I came back here, Bay 6 again, because I still agree that Bay 6 is pretty good. I like how I can back the vehicle right in. There's plenty of room. So round two, we're going to see how we go with the people this time. Hopefully it'll be a peaceful night. It'll be a great day. There's already people set up with their tents and all that around me. But so far so good. I've pretty much just arrived, put me mat down. Haven't set up the swag. I've got the stretcher set up though. Started doing the thing where instead of getting to camp and getting it all set up and then going about my day, I thought I'm not going to set too much up. I'll do that later on in the day, like obviously before dinner or whatever. That's, I guess, my decision if I'm going to stay or go, or, you know, am I feeling it or not. But yeah, we got the boat again, but like in the previous video, Tony's Bend, like just down here, there's the access to the water. But it's not that great, as you would have seen in that video if you've seen it. I know further down there is another path that leads to that other flat area that I was before, so I might go for a walk back down that way, and of course bring you guys with me, and we'll go suss out if I can even take the boat out around here. Because I didn't have the boat, actually, that's the other thing. I didn't have the boat when I was here at Tony's Bend last time. So this area will be, if I can get the boat out, will be a great little area to explore. Rightio, we're going to go for a little walk, go sort out this boat thing. Hopefully it's all good. It's very breezy today. That's probably why it's so cool. It's only meant to be like 25 or something today. I think that's the path I came in on before. I kind of just made it my own. But according to the little sign here, it's saying it's up here. The entrance is up here. We'll go have a look at that. If that's the case, not too far away. Yeah, 25 degrees today, 29 or something tomorrow. It sends us off into somebody's campground. Where's this entrance? Okay, that's just weird. I have no idea where that entrance is, because that way there just goes back around again. Oh yeah, up there it says to go this way, but then there's no other sign otherwise. I didn't pay attention to that last time I was here. Maybe it is that one I went down. Yeah, see, it's saying that way. It's not pointing that way. Oh, we'll go back to the way down this part then. Oh yeah, this must be the path, because there's nothing else up there. Hopefully I'm not intruding on people down here. I can't see them yet. I don't think there's people here. Yeah, this must be the entrance. That sign's just whatever. Because it's definitely better to get to than the track that I've got behind my camp. Okay, there's people down here. I'll try to be a bit discreet. You know what's weird is that this is the exact same spot that I filmed in the last video. Yet it seems so completely different. But I'm sure this is a spot. Anyway. Quite shallow in here too. Nice and wide. How beautiful is this? Oh, there's somebody on their kayak further out already. There's no real decent launch spot for me. Like, this is too steep along here. I think it'll be a bit of a rough entrance in this area. Definitely looks like a decent plot to swim though. Like, if you wanted to swim, this would be a perfect little spot. Did somebody make this? It doesn't look very natural. It doesn't look like nature formed this. Yeah, no idea what it's for, but it's there. What's also weird about this area is there's flat bits of wood. Like down here, there, over there. So it seems like at one stage was there a bridge here or something. I don't know, it just seems like a spot there like there would have been a bridge across here. I don't know what to do at this point. It's going to be a bit rough putting the boat in this area, that's all. Like, it's awkward enough getting in the boat as it is. And that's with steps going down into the water, whereas here there's none of that. And it's like I'm going to have to get on over there, come through this area, and then out. I don't know, we'll see if we can find anything further down. If not, this will have to be it. Or I just don't take the boat out at all. Okay, so the path goes this way. See, maybe this was a track I came through before. Yeah, I think it is. Definitely is. Because I remember going around that tree. And it gets a bit rough further along. Like before, being summertime, I've also got to keep an eye out for the snakes. Touch wood, I haven't seen any yet. Out of all the trips I've done out here, I've seen no snakes. Doesn't mean I want to. Access to the river at Tony's Bend is pretty poor, I'd have to say. Like, there's no... Like the other places I've been to, there was like ladders or like a little bit of stairs going into the water, so there was ease of access like that. Whereas even down that way where my camp is, it just drops off and there's nothing. Here you've got that little bit of an area. I don't know, it's just weird. Like, they could make access to the water a bit better here, I think. The other downside to this area too, water-wise, is it looks like there is a lot of submerged logs and sticks. And it's quite shallow in areas too. I question whether I should bother take the boat out. Like, should I pump it up? Should I take it out? But then at the same time, what else do I do? I like that lady's idea back there though. She's just sitting down by the river reading a book. That's pretty cool. I don't know. I think that's the disappointment with Tony's Bend. The whole lack of access to the river and it being quite full of logs and sticks. You can see what I mean though. There's no decent access points. Like, look at all those sticks. Like, if I did launch back there, there's like a real tight specific path to get into this area. I do apologise if the wind is making the sound a bit rough. These microphones are usually pretty good with the little fluffy thing on top at muffling the wind, but it's only to an extent. I think I'm back at the area just next to my camp, to be honest. At this point in time, it feels like it's not worth the effort. Like, it's a piss poor excuse. I'm here to enjoy myself and to take my boat out and all the rest of it. And I feel like I'm just making excuses for not taking it out. But like I said before, it's awkward enough getting in the bloody thing when there is ease of access. So when you don't really have that ease of access, there's no real decent launch spaces around here. If you've got a plastic kayak or a plastic canoe, it doesn't matter. You can bash up against sticks and everything. But for me, being an inflatable boat, I don't want punctures. Maybe I suspect that Tony's Bend is not a boating area, inflatable boat area. If you've got a kayak, like I said, brilliant. You just plonk that in there and off you go. But inflatable boats, nah. But I could take the boat back to the day use area, but that's all the way back around, like at the very entrance of the Lane Pool. So I don't want to be that far away from the campsite. Most of all, I want to say thank you to my subscribers. Last time I looked, 35. Now in the scheme of things, people would say, oh, 35, whoop-de-doo, but you got to start somewhere. Every YouTuber starts off with nobody and then build from there. So for me, 35, awesome. Thank you guys for tuning in. Really do appreciate your comments and your likes. And really hope you enjoyed my camping content. But yeah, for now, I think we'll leave it at that, and I'll talk to you guys soon when I decide to do something else. Rightio guys, it's been a while since we last had a chat. Came back from the walk before. Yeah, decided not to take the boat out. Just, too much of a pain in the ass. So what I did is I just come back to camp, done some reading. I had my lunch, done some reading, dozed off for a little bit. On the flip side, I've decided to set up camp. It's, I think last time I looked it was about 2:30 in the afternoon, probably like 3 o'clock now. Decided to make a cup of tea, set up my camp. Yeah, this one is more of just a sit back and enjoy, I think. Just don't do much at all. So yeah, there probably won't be much to this video in that sense, as in I don't intend to be going for any hikes, any explore, because we've been here before. We've been to Tony's Bend before, so this video is going to be pretty basic in that sense. It's more of an update on, this trip, or this round two, I should say. Is it going to be any different? Am I going to have a better time than I did last time at Tony's Bend? So I guess it's more of a quick little update to see that coming back and experiencing it with, I guess, different people. Is it different? Is it better? And straight off the bat, actually, listen to that. I was going to say, actually, as a quick note, the birds weren't going that ballistic today. We had a few kookaburras earlier. That's the loudest bird I've had nearby, that one you just heard. Pretty breezy, it's just the insects in the trees. But yeah, the breeze is very welcoming, it's very nice. Until it kicks up the dust. Because I've got the back of my car open. I know, silly me, most people say we'll just close the bloody thing, but yeah, I just leave it open for ease of access, and then the dust comes along and ends up layering everything on the inside, so yeah, stupid on my part. Oh, that's the other thing I was going to say, is we had last video I griped about people walking through my camp and making noise and everything. Well, I had a lady earlier, I saw her down at the, down by the water as I was coming back, and she obviously came through here before, but she noticed I was sitting in here, and she came up and she got my attention and said, is it alright if I, walk through the camp? And that there didn't bother me at all. That's the kind of courtesy you'd expect, really, to be honest. Is that, if you're going to walk through somebody's campground, just grab their attention, ask permission, and then go through. Like, nobody's going to say no. I'm not going to say no, piss off. So in that sense, it's kind of like, just be courteous about it. And of course, don't make noise. So yeah, that was a good start. We've had no loud dunny door bangers yet. So at this point, so far so good. It's been pretty good. And that's why I decided to set up camp too. I guess tonight though is going to be different. It's going to be one of those things, I guess, where I'll probably be going to bed early. Can't help it. Ends up being like 8:30. I still struggle with that. I've even pondered on that when I get home. What do I do at night? And okay, I've listened to music sometimes and I do that kind of thing. Other than that, what else can you do? It did say on the weather forecast, chance of a shower in the south. But you can't trust the weather around here. South of where? I'm saying that though, I hope it doesn't rain, because for me, I have no intention of wet weather camping. Like, I'm not equipped for wet weather camping. My campsite is very exposed. So yeah, I don't know, as they say, swags are waterproof, etc., etc. but it's not the point. Like, if I was to close the swag up, it would be a sweat box. It would be so uncomfortable. So I much prefer it open. So for me, wet weather camping is a no-go. Like, if the weather's going to be bad, like even one of my bookings, if one of my bookings is bad weather, it's canned. I'm not going. I don't know. Like, even wintertime, I guess the videos will kind of grind to a halt during winter, unless the weather is really good on a weekend. Because, yeah, no intention of wet weather camping. And the downside is I don't have time when I get home to unpack it all and let it dry out, this, that, and everything else. So just avoid it in the first place. But yeah, do any of you guys like wet weather camping? I know some YouTubers that I watch do, so, you know, each to their own, of course. But yeah, do you guys like wet weather camping? Do you like any time camping? I know some people don't even like camping when you can't have a fire. And to some extent I can understand why, because a fire is a huge part of your camping. Anyway guys, I'm just going to sit here and listen, have my cup of tea, and that's about it really. Not much at all happening on this trip, as I said before. But yeah, I still hope you guys enjoy it. Just on that note, just as I finished up filming that little bit, you can hear it now, and that's what I've been recording, is the red-tailed cockatoos. And I must say that's the first time in a long time that I've actually heard them around here. I can't see them, but I can hear them. It's that screech, I guess. I suppose you're not going to see them down low. They always seem to be like flying above the tree line. You never see them like flying around ground level. They're not like other cockatoos you see, or even galahs for that instance, that, you know, sit around the ground, or, you know, I've always seen them just flying around and above the tree line. I say the birds were pretty quiet when I got here, but now they started to come out. It's crazy. You can hear them, but you can't see them. It's just a whole mixture of sound. Truly amazing. What I've been meaning to do for a while now is show you the gear I've got that, you know, doesn't really get seen in that sense. As in, you know, you've seen my fire night, which is next to me, the swag, the, you know, stretch, all that. But I thought, why not drag out some of the other things I've got? So first of all, you got your first aid kits. I'll explain this one in a minute, and my drone. I thought, you know, the drone's not necessarily camping related, but might as well show you which drone I use, and that it lives in this case. But yeah, I was going to bring out the fridge, but then I'll explain that when it comes to this. So like, I'm not going to drag the fridge out, like it sits in its place in the car, and I'm not really going to unplug it all and all that. But yeah, first things first is like, yeah, first aid kits. Now, everybody has seen the Survival branded first aid kits. These are pretty expensive, but they're pretty good. And yeah, so this one here is the vehicle first aid kit. Pretty comprehensive, got a heap of stuff. Yeah, plenty of stuff. I'm not going to go through every single bit. You know what's in a first aid kit. But yeah, these ones are, yeah, got a lot of stuff in it. So that's a must-have when you're camping. And for me also, I had to go out and get the snake bite add-on, I guess it's called. So this here, that's your main one. This here has the gear purely for snake bites, which you hope you never have to use. And to be honest, I don't think I'll even open this one. So it's just bandages, pen to mark your thing, initial bandage to go everything. Now that's the other thing too, actually. About 4 to 5 years ago, I did a first aid course, and of course that expired, because it expires every 3 years, I think it is. So it's actually good to know how to use this gear, because people just buy first aid kits, I guess, and when it comes down to the crunch of needing it, you're not necessarily knowing what to do. So that's a big piece of advice, to be honest, is if you're gonna come out camping, and especially alone, it's best to do a first aid course. Highly recommended. And not just for yourself, it's so you can help others if need be. I don't know, I really do believe it's something very good to have. Like, of course you don't want to do it, you know, you don't want to have to do it. And yeah, to go with that is have the proper first aid kits. Like, to come out camping without a first aid kit is just craziness. And I suppose, yeah, being the bush and summertime, snake first aid kit definitely. And that's what I said in my other videos too. I say silly me doesn't, when I go for my little walks now, I don't carry this stuff with me. Like, yeah, it's pretty portable in that sense, but where do I put that? I'm not just going to lug around 2 first aid kits. Maybe I should invest in a backpack, I don't know. But for now, they just stay in the car. Okay, now, we'll go to the drone actually, just quickly. We have, it's all folded up, it's only a little tiny thing. This is the Mavic Air 2. So that's pretty much it. Got 3 spare batteries, they click in the back there. Yeah, 4K camera, as you would have seen in the footage. So yeah, they're up to the Mavic 3S, I think, Mavic Air 3S now. But yeah, I bought the 2 years ago. It does the job, still works, never been crashed. So yeah, happy with this one. Does a brilliant job. Handles the wind pretty well too. So yeah, that's the drone controller. Now, for the fridge, being just an SUV, I don't have dual batteries, I don't have any real power source. Like, when I'm driving here, I plug the car in to the cigarette lighter in the car, and the fridge runs while the car's running. But as soon as I get to camp, I've got no way of running my fridge. And that's where I thought, yeah, these battery packs here, this is what it is. Got this from King's. It's a 24 amp hour battery. So what that means is it should last 24 hours. I've actually got 2 of these. So initially I had one because I had intended for day camps. But then when I went to go do that 2 night, I thought, well, hold on, my fridge is only going to last a day. So I went out and got another battery. But for now, yeah, one's this exact same battery. So I've got 2 24 amp hours. And yeah, doubles as a light. Don't use it. Got 2 cigarette lighter ports. Charges off USB-C. And yeah, pretty hefty. It's a lithium ion, the usual. But yeah, little carry battery pack. It stays in the car pretty much. What's good about the secondary one though is pretty much this one here, for example. I use this to inflate the boat with the 12 volt air inflator. I just put this down here, plug the air inflator in, and off it goes. So I don't have to run the lead from the car or anything like that. But yeah, on use, like I've had these pretty much since I started camping, and from the time I get to camp until I leave, the battery packs have lasted, like the single battery pack has lasted nearly the 24 hours. And on the way home, I used to unplug it from the battery and plug back into the car, but then I thought, what's the point? I might as well just leave it plugged into the battery pack, because when I get home, I just plug it straight back in and charge it up again. That's the thing with a battery pack like this, since it's such a high capacity, it takes a long time to charge, so you've got to you can't just use your standard USB-C, you've got to use a 100 watt power supply. So it's a big battery pack that you plug into your cigarette light, 240 mains, and yeah, it charges, and even that still takes a while, but that's 100 watt. Whereas I think your standard phone is like 30 or 40, something like that. Run my fridge off that while at camp. It's only a little King's 30 litre too. I think one of you guys asked that in the comments in one of my earlier videos, what fridge do I have? So yeah, King's 30 litre. So that's pretty much it, guys. I was going to bring out the container with the pots and pans, but then I thought, what's the point of that? It's pots and pans, it's my kitchen stuff, you know, cutlery, the little case that I showed you guys before when I was doing cooking. And that's pretty much it. It's just like my bag of food and you know, my lights, my water shoes, that kind of thing. That all just sits in the back end, like I showed you in one of those other videos. So in some sense, pretty basic, but good that I've got these first aid kits. That's the main thing, I think. As I did say, actually, I did somehow bash myself when I first got here, and I started pissing out blood everywhere. So lucky I had the first aid kit. Good old Band-Aid. Anyway, guys, yeah, that's it. I guess I'll talk to you guys soon.